Hastings High School Open Mic Night provides students with an escape from the stress and monotony of school. Traditionally, senior musicians run the event. It allows students to express themselves in creative, entertaining ways. This event combines a variety of high school musicians and poets with a welcoming and encouraging audience.
Will you still love me tomorrow? Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now.
I'm spazzing out, glitching out. I'm your video game, please.
I'm Sam Northinger. I play guitar and bassoon. I started bassoon at the end of freshman year of high school, and I played guitar since about second grade.
What do you do to prepare for your performance?
For open mic night, I tend to not play my own songs, so I listen to the songs a lot, so I know I'm memorizing the lyrics. I'll play them a lot. I'll run through them multiple times, and I'll go to other musicians that do open mic night, like Zack. I'll go to a lot to see what he thinks of the songs, or if he can play drums to add a little bit more to them. I listen to a lot of bands that are very based around their lyrics rather than the actual instruments. So a lot of Bob Dylan and Paul Simon. My bassoon teacher was a musician in the New York Philharmonic starting at the age of 18, so I listened to his music a lot. Before this year I didn't have a ton of outlets to perform. And I like performing, it's fun, so open mic night gives you that, no one's gonna really be that judgmental. It introduces me to musicians to play with, some of the people who play I never even knew were talented musicians. It's fun, to play a song people know, and it's fun to hear people sing along and clap, and it feeds the ego to get cheered for.
What was your favorite memory of open mic night, now that this was maybe your last open mic night?
So it was the first one this year. Because of open mic night, I've gotten much more comfortable performing, so I was able to talk to the audience a little more, and I played Mrs. Robinson and everyone sang along, and that was a pretty good memory.
I'm Jackson Cadenhead.
I'm Declan. I'm Nick.
What made you want to participate in open mic night?
The thing about Hastings is there's not really many opportunities for high school age students to play music, and open mic night is a free time where you can just play music to a bunch of people from the school.
There's such a good amount of performers at open mics who will go up even though you would have no idea that they played an instrument or that they had any interest in even going to an open mic.
What is your favorite part of playing an open mic night?
I just like being able to play and see just all these people from my school in the audience. It gives you the feeling that you're playing in an environment where you don't feel like you're being really judged that much. You're just everyone's just kind of in it for a good time.
The community at open mic night is accepting of the music, and I guess we're less nervous going up at open mic night than say if we were playing a bigger event.
What is your favorite memory of open mic night?
It was freshman year. We got totally dressed up and we went through my dress up closet and picked out a bunch of wacky outfits, and we were extremely nervous, but as soon as we stopped playing, the entire high school was roaring in applause.
When I was in 8th grade, I played bass in a group with Joe Rogers, and the people who ran open mic night were the members of Primate House, and it was the year that they were graduating, so we decided to play one of their songs. It was a really fun moment to kind of go up on stage and then play the first notes to one of their songs and have them realize that it was something that they wrote.
I don't know if this is correct, but I think the first time you ever talked to me, you came up to me in the hallway and you said, I heard you could play the solo to Stairway to Heaven on guitar, and then I was like, yeah, I guess so. And you're like, okay, you want to be in a band?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
If it's too much to ask, can you all like mosh pit or stand? Yeah?
I was perplexed by this, so she showed to me how to spelunk strangers' goosebumps to match your own wilting hips. The blood that puddles in the most unforgiving wrinkles should never forgive you. I'm Natalie Berg, and I write poetry. I had always been writing it, and then I started publishing it in magazines and on my own blog a little over a year ago. There are a lot of bands who are like, I consider poetic, but just like put to music, and sometimes they are literally just like speaking put to music. Infinity Crush, Fox Academy, I've actually used some of their instrumentals with my words in the foreground. Red Table Scratchy. Grown men wear straight blades for beards. I just pick up in one passing. I wanted to participate because Michael Gangelo, years back, did poetry, and he read other people's poetry, and it just made me know that there was a space to do things other than music, and I really needed to practice, and just made me feel a lot more confident about what I was writing. Get a lot of positive feedback, which is nice, and I feel like people are very receptive. It mixes it up a lot, and I think people really appreciate having that. It's weird because I feel like poetry is like inherently pretty emotional and just like has a different vibe than music. Like music, you can get away with saying something really simple like a billion times over, whereas with poetry, like it is really breaking up the mood, especially if you've had like a series of like really sort of like upbeat covers or whatever, like we had at last open mic night, and then all of a sudden it's like Natalie Berg with her poetry epics. What you are will always dictate acts you've performed, and body will hold you back.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jack Jacobson.
I sing. I do the vocals.
I play drums and the one string guitar.
How did you come up with your name?
We were gonna do originally Charlie Farrell's tribute band, but we didn't want to do that since they thought it was a joke, so we decided to do Ned and the Needlefish.
It's from SpongeBob.
When did you start playing your instruments?
I used to be in chorus and I dropped out.
I played drums for like a year.
I play saxophone in band. I think Mr. Dringen kind of teaches us how to be like a good band student in that kind of way. I think that really helps me. Definitely band does help.
What do you do to prepare for open mic night?
Either we let's say when we play Fortunate Son, we basically did 2 practices before. Sometimes I think we winged it once, but usually we practiced before.
What bands inspire you?
CCR, Led Zeppelin. Do you think of anything?
I like the Allman Brothers.
The Allman Brothers, yeah, classic rock bands.
What made you want to participate in open mic night?
Me and Zack are buds in a way. Well, that's what he says. But I mean, as a whole, I think open mic night's a good way to share your kind of musical opinion. Let's say it's really diverse in a way, and that's the reason why we wanted to perform. I don't know about you, Jack, but that's the reason why I wanted to.
Yes, it's fun to play music.
Yeah, it's fun. Just people I don't know, clapping at the end. I just probably the best part. Or Zack randomly yelling. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, Nikki!" that sort of thing. Yeah, it's just fun to play. That's the reason why we do it.
Play news a lot more. The City Bands.
I'm Joe, and I play music, and I organize open mic night with Zack.
I'm Zack. I organize open mic night with Joe, and I play music as well.
What made you want to start playing music?
Growing up, I was singing in my church choir from a very young age, and from the age of 6 and stuff. So I was always singing, and then my dad was like, "Hey, you can do that without relying on people and do it yourself if you learn how to play guitar." So I was like, "All right, maybe I'll give it a try." And my dad was right, and it turned out to be something that was very beneficial and fun for me. And then I started playing in bands.
I listen to a lot of music, like AC/DC, and I wanted to be Angus Young, really badly in 7th grade, so I got a guitar and learned how to play that.
What made you want to organize open mic night this year?
Well, open mic night was usually in the auditorium, and it really sucked when it was in the auditorium because no one paid attention. So I wanted to make some sort of atmosphere that forces people to actually be at least close to the stage and standing up.
I have a PA system. I was always being used to bring it. So I was like, this year, if I'm going to be used to bring it, I might as well be talking into the mic too. You have to have a decent amount of equipment to do it. You know, like no one organizes open mic just because they're charismatic.
What is it like to perform at the event while running it?
It's kind of cool because you can just go up whenever you want. We don't really have a set list. We just kind of make it up usually. So you can just kind of throw yourself in at any time.
It's sometimes a challenge to resist the urge to play all the time, but it is fun, and you do have a decent amount of power, which is nice. At open mic night, there are no parents there, so that brings off the I know for me at least, like my parents are we're going to every performance, and I love the support, you know, but also as someone who's about to go to college, it is nice to have a place where you can work on performing without the kind of, oh, what will my parents think?
Parents have tried to get in, and they've been denied. Like, it's happened.
What's the hardest part of running open mic night?
Well, it's really hard when people are talking, like over Natalie's poems or a particularly silent musician. So you kind of have to yell at people, but like, it's kind of fun to yell at people in a mic, so that's not too bad.
What will you miss most about open mic night when you go off to college next year?
I'm going to Syracuse University for acting, and they have a rule that for the first year you're not allowed to perform at all because you're in training. So, and that means everything. You're not even allowed to go play like an acoustic show.
I'll miss performing, but even more than that, it's kind of fun to organize an event like this. To sort of be in charge of everything.
What was your favorite memory of open mic night?
Well, a few years ago in my band, we all got morph suits and went out on stage and played a few songs without. I think people didn't really even know who we were under the morph suits, so that was fun. And when I ran out, I tried to hold up the American flag, but I accidentally knocked it over and got booed.
How has open mic night affected you?
It's one of those things where it's this outlet for creativity that that more people need to be offering, and needs to be offered more by more schools, because it really does help, and it teaches people organizational skills and skills in a lot of different areas of their life. And a lot of people I know, not me personally, but a lot of people are not comfortable performing or talking to anyone, and they get really anxious except for at open mic night because they feel that it's a place for them to creatively show themselves.
Yeah, I think it's been really helpful. I think it's really good for people to have a place to practice performing. The transformation from freshman year, when I would be like shaking, like really nervous to go up and perform, to like this year where I'm just like excited to do it and I have fun doing it, is like a big difference, and that's because of open mic. And I think in this town, there are like really no other opportunities for an event like this for people to go out and play. Like they're little flea market type shows and stuff like that, but they're never like open to every performing kid. At least open mic night provides that, and I hope it continues to be like a big event.
I have